What's up, everybody? Lake Station community advocate and educator here. Gonna try to help you with a few things today because some roadways and, well, some grass need to be taken care of, and I'm gonna get to the whole dynamic of why in the world do you maintain these things at a constant rate and not like do them and then forget about them. But you guys know I love quotes, and if you don't know, go check out Lake Station Strong Towns Collective on Facebook, Lake Station Strong Local Conversation, and soon to be Lake Station Strong Town Collective website and TikTok, so I can do these things live on the spot and at location. But for now, you guys know I love quotes. I tried, but I won't shut up. All right, I got that out of my system. All right, either way, let's focus on the real task and problems at hand. So this roadway has been, and actually say this precinct has been neglected for quite some time, and it's a small portion of the precinct in which I oversee. Now, before you go like, oh, it's your precinct, you ain't doing your job. First off, let me say this, that I'm only the middleman between the community members, the residents, and the council members. But I go out into the community and I'm looking for things within my precinct that need to be fixed and rectified. And then I try to gain the support of the residents and community within that location. And then we go to council after that if need be. But I try to do these things so they kind of have an idea of what, well, I shouldn't even really be telling them to do their job. Let's go there. But this is a roadway that has long been neglected. And as you see, there's a pull-off right here, and that pull-off is full of garbage, along with many other locations down this roadway that where people just find a place, they back up, they're dumping truckloads of garbage. But back to this. This is the beginning of the road, and here in this picture you'll see that the state, when they redid the bridge and the road work, that they took care of the road and then they stopped. And the reason why is because, well, that's supposed to be the city taking care of that. But as you see, the trees aren't well maintained, and actually it looks pretty scary in a way. There ain't no street lights down this roadway, so when the grass is grown up so high, this is looking down the other way, and grass is really high, really no places to pull over, and this is what the opposite side looks like. People have no choice but to drive down the road, dark, don't know what's going to jump out at them, don't know who's dumping tires, don't know anything. And this little section, it's like this down both sides, all the way down the road within this precinct. And as you see, there's proof here. It shows that it's all the way down. Now, while you see some new patchwork and so on and so forth, they are driving down it. And I want to point this out, that they're driving down it. So if you're driving down it, how come you're not saying, hey, we need to bush hog down this road? Hey, we need to clean the empty tires. And here's why that's important. See, because when you take care of the road and you mow back the 6 feet, the 8 feet, the 10 feet, whatever it is, people are less likely to pull over on the side of the road and empty out their trucks. Another helpful thing would be some lights. But if you have time to put this down, then you have time to observe the fact that there's some tree trunks that need to be cut out, and the roadway needs to be mowed back to stop people from dumping. Now, while you can't always stop people from dumping, the dirtier and the more empty and the more neglected it looks, the more they're going to want to pull in there and they're going to want to dump those things. But I wanted to touch on, like, who really takes care of these things and, well, how they get paid for. So infrastructure such as, some of these things, it's the state and federal and state funding comes from the taxpayers. It comes from things like fuel taxes, vehicle registrations, other odd fees and taxes and tickets and things like that. And then who actually pays for it? It's going to be your local government. We do this, and we maintain the streets, the roads, and the stroads. Yes, the stroad is real. We actually take care of these things, and there's no excuse as to why if they're filling potholes, they can be observing that, hey, we actually need to take the bush hog down the roadway and clean the tires out to stop people, to make it to where people know that you're paying attention to the road. Because when you're paying attention to those things, people are a little less likely to dump things where people are always paying attention to. Now, in Indiana Department of Transportation, they take care of things like this, the construction and maintenance of like federal interstates. They take care of the U.S. highways, the state roads, like Route 51. Say like in this, where Lake Station was taking care of Route 51, that is the state road. So, community, I'd be asking, why are we footing the bill for a state road when all that has to be done is you pick up the phone, make the proper phone call to the Department of Transportation, fill out the proper paperwork on their website, send it to them, put a work order in that you would like to have the roadway cleaned and taken care of. But why are we taking care of this? Because not too far behind this was a Lake Station vehicle. So again, who's misappropriating what? But that's just, take it from it what you will. And there's 3 types of maintenance. There's preventive, there's reactive, and then there's corrective. Corrective measures, you do this before things get bad. So if you see that there's a lot of ice on a roadway sitting or a lot of water sitting, in due time or at least you should know, that that portion of the roadway is eventually going to settle, it's going to crack, it's going to spider web, and that roadway is going to be bad. And if you neglect it, it's not going to look too good. It's going to cause some trouble and some potholes and problems. And as we see here, within another portion of this precinct, all spring, all summer, and they're pointing to this right here, I would assume. And since they're pointing to the pothole, that falls under preventive. And preventative maintenance kind of overlooks and observes things before they really become bad. So if you see a small pothole, don't neglect it, don't drive past it, fill that pothole up, clean it out properly and fill that pothole. Otherwise, it's going to look like this. You're going to have a whole full deck of cards of potholes on the street. Now, I don't know about you, but this portion of the community is well forgotten about and neglected, and it has been for quite some time. And it shouldn't be. And I'm waiting for the street sign to come up that says bumps ahead, because that's not the only thing you're going to get down that roadway. But there's also reactive, and those reactives are potential hazards for pedestrians and cars. And with the grass growing up, who knows what animals are running out in front of you? Who knows who's on a dirt bike or something that's going to run out in front of you? Who knows if a deer is going to run out in front of you? But with the grass mowed farther back, you have less of a chance to see somebody dumping roadways, and people are more apt to saying, hey, let's get that guy because he's dumping stuff, right? But if the grass is grown up literally to the roadway and a deer jumps out in front of you, you don't even have time to react. And it's probably not good because let's say you were a pedestrian or riding a bike back to your home because you came from work, and let's just say you're riding your bike, you couldn't get a ride, you're riding a bike. You have no place to ride, you have no place to go. And when things become bad, this bad, you're not saving money, you're not saving time, you're not saving manpower, the insurance the town has to pay out for it, all the equipment, you're not paying, and by the way, it's not safe either. And I mean that it's not safe because if the people are out there having to repave roads and do a whole lot of pothole work, especially down a road that's neglected, the longer those men and those workers are outside, I should say, outside the vehicles that are working, the more apt they are and a higher rate they are to get in, to be hit and to be killed. So if you fix it before it gets this bad, the community is happier, the residents are happier, things are more operable, and guess what? When wintertime comes, can you imagine coming down this road and trying to plow? So in reality, you're really causing yourself more trouble, more maintenance headaches, and just wasting of money because you didn't do the corrective measures and the preventive maintenance that you should have in the first place. So just a heads up, we need to start saying something because this is just one precinct. And if this is going on in just one precinct within my town, I will guarantee you it's happening all over my town. So it's time to start fighting. I'm the Lake Station community advocate and educator. Be the change you want to be the change you want to see. Challenge the status quo, because if you don't, you never know. And be the change you want to be. Be sure to go check out Lake Station Strong Towns Collective on Facebook, Lake Station Strong Local Conversation, and soon on YouTube, Lake Station Strong Towns Collective there, and website. So stay with me.